What separates millionaire entrepreneurs from everyone else isn't luck, it's habits. It's not about having a huge income or taking wild risks. It's about doing small, disciplined things consistently that most people ignore. You see, millionaire entrepreneurs don't just think differently, they operate differently. And today, I'm breaking down the 5 simple money habits you can start right now that's going to completely change how you manage, grow, and multiply your wealth. Hi, I'm Yvonne Bramble, a business and finance coach, and I help entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you scale to 6 figures with clear strategies, simple systems, and a powerful money mindset so that they can build profitable businesses that support their lifestyle and purpose. My clients go from feeling stuck and overwhelmed to leading businesses with clarity and confidence, and I want that for you too. You know, when I first started my business, I thought building wealth meant making more money. But I quickly learned more money doesn't fix bad money habits. The turning point came when I started studying financially successful entrepreneurs, and not just what they earned, but how they managed their money. And once I adopted their habits, everything changed. I felt more in control, my savings grew faster, and I stopped stressing over every up and down in income. That naturally happens in small businesses. There's this ebb and flow. You know, wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how consistently you apply the right habits. Okay? How much you make is obviously very important too. But I'm trying to make a point that you can make a lot of money and it can go right out the window. It's important for you to have systems in place that captures that money and allows for it to grow. So in this training, I'm going to share with you 4 business coaching tips on the money habits of millionaire entrepreneurs that you can start implementing today. The first tip is millionaires know where every dollar goes. You see, wealthy entrepreneurs don't guess where their money goes. They track it with precision. Awareness equals power. You know, a few years ago, I had hired someone on Thumbtack to help me organize my paperwork in my home office. And I do that from time to time, maybe every quarter, every 6 months, just so that I can kind of help to reorganize things. And I remember one thing she mentioned to me, because she worked with a lot of affluent clients. She says, you know, the affluent are very organized, she told me. And I felt a little guilty because, you know, my home office and all that paperwork wasn't the best and not the most orderly at the time. But that really stuck with me. And she helped me along the process of organizing it into files, into folders, digitally for where it made sense. And after that experience, I felt like a load off my shoulder. I felt affluent. I felt wealthy because I was organized. You see, and so that's what you want to do. You want to track with precision because awareness equals power. So now you are more empowered. You are more in control. Okay? Create a simple money review ritual once a week. Open your accounts, look at your income, and track your expenses. You can use tools like QuickBooks, Mint, or even a simple spreadsheet. Categorize your expending into 4 areas: business operations, personal lifestyle, savings and investing, and taxes. Now, your goal is not perfection, it's clarity. So when you know where your money is going, you control it instead of letting it control you. You know, I had a client who felt like her money disappeared every month, and we built a 30-minute weekly money review into her Friday routine. And within 90 days, she identified about $1,200 a month in unnecessary expenses. What she did was she reallocated that into savings and investing. And this is what she said. It felt like I gave myself a raise. Isn't that something? How would you like an extra $1,200 in your pocket every month? Okay? And so that's what that exercise can do for you. And that leads me to business coaching tip number 2. Millionaires live below their means, not below their vision. Okay, millionaires live below their means, but not below their vision. So what does that mean? Millionaires don't shrink their dreams to fit their income. They expand their discipline to fund their vision. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, the question is, what can I do to afford that? You see, it's just a switch in perspective. So before you make a purchase, ask yourself, is this helping me build wealth or just maintaining an appearance? So you want to build a habit of intentional spending, okay? Spend generously on things that multiply your growth, right? Education, systems, marketing, right? And save strategically on things that don't move the needle. So maybe use the 70-30 rule. Live on 70% of your income and allocate the remaining 30% towards savings, investing, and taxes. You see? And as your income grows, keep your lifestyle steady for 6 to 12 months before upgrading anything. I know the first thing we want to do is maybe buy a new car, upgrade our home, get some remodeling done. But keep your lifestyle steady for 6 to 12 months before you upgrade anything, even when you have a nice growth spurt. One client increased her monthly income by $5,000 after launching a new offer. But instead of increasing her lifestyle, she banked the extra for 6 months. And that savings became her down payment for her first investment property. And what she said was, that one disciplined decision changed my entire financial future. It sure does. Now that leads me to business coaching tip number 3, and that is millionaires automate wealth, not stress. Okay? So we want to automate our wealth. Wealthy entrepreneurs remove emotion from money by automating their financial systems. And you do this by setting up automatic transfers every week or every month into your savings account, investment account, tax account, and profit account. And that way your money is managed before you ever touch it. So treat your financial system like a business partner. It's predictable, it's consistent, and it's emotion-free. You know, a client once told me that she constantly stressed over when to save or when to invest. I know a lot of people do, and I get that question a lot. So what we did was we automated her transfers right after every client payment. And within 3 months, she had saved more than she did in the previous year. And this is what she said. She said, I stopped thinking about money all day because my system does the thinking for me. And that's what you want to do. You want to be in a position where you set it and forget it. Because let me tell you, there's something very real called decision fatigue. And you don't want to go through that. You want to set it and stabilize that. And that way you can focus your attention on growing your business, on other income producing things, activities. And that leads me to business coaching tip number 4, which is millionaires invest in knowledge before opportunity. So they don't chase shiny investments. They invest in understanding how money works. They don't rely on other people like their family or friends to tell them what they invest in. No. They become fully empowered by understanding how money works themselves. Okay? Dedicate 1 hour per week to financial education. Read a book, listen to a podcast, or study one new concept, maybe real estate or index funds, or maybe even tax strategy. Okay? I personally just signed up this week itself. There's a tax strategist that's having a workshop this week, and I signed up. You know, I am familiar with tax strategies, but I know that there's always more to learn, and I am always growing. In fact, there's another workshop. There's actually 2 at this same week, and I'm battling between the 2. I may just join one, but the tax strategist I'm already registered for. But I'll probably join the other one and just listen to the recordings after. Because you pay a little bit extra and you get access to the recording. So I'm going to do that. So what does that mean? Is that you always have to invest in yourself to learn and grow, because the more I pour into myself, the more I can pour into you, the more I can share with you and support and help you, right? And that brings me joy. right? I worked for so long in organizations where I helped. Yeah, I remember I'll tell you a story. I worked at IBM and I started my career at IBM, and I would wear a pager. And so if anything's wrong with a server, a computer system, I had to, even in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I had to go and get that fixed. And I thought to myself, I'm wearing a pager like a doctor, and fixing these issues with the sense of urgency as a doctor, but I'm not helping people. I'm not making an impact to people. And that stayed with me, and I worked very hard to change that around so that I am now living my dream of helping people. So as I grow in information and knowledge through trainings and workshops and coaching, I help myself, but in turn, I'm also able to help and support you, okay? And so that lights me up. Knowledge compounds like money, and it builds confidence and helps you make smarter decisions. One client started Financial Friday, where she read for 1 hour before reviewing her accounts. And she said, I used to avoid money talk. Now I look forward to it. You can see her confidence grew so much that she started her first investment portfolio 6 weeks later. And it's really all about just taking the first step. And just the fact that you're listening to this video means that you are committed to investing in yourself. And that's great. Okay, so now let's put these coaching tips into practice. Pick 2 millionaire money habits from today's video and commit to them for the next 30 days. Track your progress weekly. And remember, you don't need a millionaire bank account to start building millionaire habits. The habits come first, and the wealth is certain to follow. If you need help and support in any one of these concepts that I just covered, or in any other business area, feel free to book a private one-on-one coaching call with me, and we can take a look at your unique situation, and I can coach you through it. And I'd love to help you get to the next level. Now let's recap. You see, millionaires don't build wealth by chance, they build it by choice. So when you track your money, when you live intentionally, when you automate your systems and invest in your growth, financial freedom becomes inevitable, okay? It's going to chase you. And so inside my Financial Freedom Accelerator Academy, I'm going to show you exactly how to implement these very systems step by step, so you can go from surviving to thriving financially as an entrepreneur. The link is in the description box below. Click to enroll in the Financial Freedom Accelerator Academy, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching this training. Now, if you've got value from this training, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who will benefit from this business coaching. It just takes a second to click on the like button if you've made it this far. And that's going to add so much value to this channel. It's going to help other like-minded people to have access to this free training. Now, if you've ever struggled with knowing how to price your services or what your value really is, you won't want to miss this next video. And it's called How to Price Your Services with Confidence and Stop Undervaluing Yourself. Click here to watch. Oceans of love. Until next time. See you in the next video.